Hello, my Chinese name is Wang Nina.
Hello, my name is Linton.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What do you think that was the greatest expectations of Tula's father in the movie?
In my opinion, I think Tula's father expect that his daughter need to have to marry to the same Greek.
Yeah,
Marry to the same Greek, and yeah.
yeah. I also think that they thought of their own culture as the most important culture. As we saw, they were always talking about how every word had a Greek root, so they wanted to keep that lineage, and that's why her father wanted Tula to to marry a Greek man and have Greek children, like this kind of the same community to stay with the same people.
Okay. And number two, and what were the two talents Tula's brother Nick had?
I think that he was a good drawer, as he was always showing his father these drawings that he made. But her father could only see his talent to cook because he was the chef at the family restaurant.
Yeah.
So her father only cared about her brother being a chef and didn't pay attention at all at his drawing passion. What do you think?
The two talents, Tula's brother Nick. I just only focus on Tula. Tula's brother likes to draw. Yeah. In movie, Tula's brother likes to draw, but and I didn't really remember that the Nick's talents. Yeah, but I think no matter what talents you have, I think it's a very good. You don't need to focus on. You just need to have what kind of specific talents. I think you can learn a lot of talents. I think it's quite good.
Yeah, and the thing with that is that it didn't matter what were Nick's talents or Tula's talents. Her father had this opinion of what they should do, and that was it. They didn't have anything to say with that. Her father had the last word about their lives.
Okay.
So the third question is, when Tula was about to go to the computer class, why did she want to put on makeups, contact lenses, and wear a new outfit?
I think it is. I think it's a politeness if you have to go to the computer class, because I think if you take a course or go to have take some class, I think you need to wear a very formal clothes. You cannot just wear a slipper or just put on a sandal and didn't make up anything. I think it's not respect to the teachers.
Okay, but I also think that she wanted to look like the other girls because I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the movie, she said that she didn't look like the other girls. The other girls were blonde and were wearing different kind of clothes. So it looked like she didn't have any friends when she was a little girl. And then when she went to the computer class, she changed her clothes and she started to sit with the rest of the girls. So I think that it was also like to have a change in her look to fit a little bit more or try to fit with the rest of the girls.
Okay. And the next question, why did Tula want to work in a travel agency? What did you think?
I think that it all started when she found a flyer about the tourist industry related to the things that she was learning in the computer class. So she already had this interest into computers and she wanted to use her knowledge into something that caught their attention. But I think that it was also to kind of move a little bit away from her family because she was working in the restaurant with her family and was all day long with her family.
Yeah.
So I think that it was a way for her to have her own space and work in a different place.
And my opinion, I think it's the same as you, because she's always stay in her family, and I think she need to have her own personal time and own personal space to do what she likes, and that can just leave family away because maybe his father is really annoying. Yeah, I think her father is really annoying.
Yeah, she was trying to run away from her father.
Trying to control her daughter.
Yeah.
And number 5. There's a plot in the movie when Tula's mother and Aunt Bula were discussing the possibility for Tula to work in a travel agency. And Aunt Bula said to Tula's mom, "Tell me what to say, but don't tell me what to say." What did she mean?
I think that this is a hard question.
Yeah, this is really, really hard question to answer.
Yeah, but I think that maybe it was because the Aunt Bula wanted to have a general idea of what Tula's mother wanted to say, but she didn't want to be told what to do because she had her own ideas and this own way to say things. So she wasn't going to follow exactly the words of Tula's mother, but wanted to have an idea of what to say. What do you think?
I think this question is really hard, and because I have seen the movie, but I'm not actually really memorized all of their conversation, and I say this question, tell me what to say, but don't tell me what to say. I think this is a quite not logic is really weird. What I don't know what their conversation is really want to talking about.
Yeah, but it was also very funny because it was actually Tula's idea and what she wanted to do, but they tricked her father to think that it was his idea. And then if he came up with that idea, then it's okay. But if the aunt and the mother have asked, then I'm 100% sure that her father would have said no. So it was really funny.
Okay, next question. In addition to the physical attraction, why would Len be interested to date Tula? Please tell me at least 2 possible reasons.
I think that it was maybe because the first time he started to look at her differently was when she was dancing alone in the travel agency. So I think that he looked at her having fun and being confident of herself. So that's what caught her attention. So he wanted to get to know her better, and then he discovered that she was funny and that she was caring. So he started to fall in love with her. What do you think?
Len is the main character.
Yeah. Ian.
Ian. And I think Tula is a very nice girl. Yeah, but although she's from Greek and maybe their culture has ruled many years, and I think why Ian is interested to date Tula because maybe seeing Tula dancing, and I have remembered that there is one scene that Tula's work in the travel agency and Ian just walk by and I see Tula working and Tula see Ian and she just kind of hiding or just kind of little bit shy, or I don't know how to say. Just I think the interaction between them is quite good.
Yeah, but also I think that even when it was about her looks, I think that it is also important to say that she looked different to the rest of the women Ian used to go out with, because at the beginning of the movie, when he first goes to the restaurant and meet Tula for the first time, he was talking to his friend that was trying to set him up with another woman, and he shows him a picture and he's like, but I already met her, and the friend says, no, this is a different woman, and then he says, oh, they all look the same. So I think that this is also like an important thing, that Tula didn't look like the other women, so maybe that was also what caught Ian's attention.
Okay, next one. How did Tula's parents find out that Tula was dating Ian?
It was by word of mouth. So basically, someone from the Greek community saw them going out, and they told Aunt Bula, and then Aunt Bula told Tula's mother. So I think that it is also the same. Like the Greek people are so close to each other
Yeah.
that if anyone knows, then
Everyone
everybody.
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I think that Greek culture is very unique, and I think it's very interesting because if someone are uh, getting you say have interest between each other, if the relative know some one relative know, and everyone will know that they're dating each other.
Yeah. So if anyone knows, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
Everyone is screwed now.
Okay, the next one is what did Ian have to do so that he could marry Tula?
It was the thing that he had to join the Orthodox Catholic Church, so he needed to get the baptism. And in this case, this ceremony is about him being submerged into water, and this means a rebirth as a son of God. So now he's part of this community, and he's able to join his life with Tula's life under the umbrella of the church.
And this question I will say that because Tula is from a Greek and the Greek have their own culture but which country did Ian from?
From the United States.
United States. So I think Ian need to get familiar with the Greek culture because United States culture is different from the Greek. So I think if Ian want to marry Tula, he have to get used to a lot of habits from the Greek cultures that Tula's is to say that Ian have to just know more about Tula's culture, their Greek culture, because Ian is fall in love with Tula. Yeah.
Yeah, and also because I think that for Tula's family, religion was very important, and for Ian's family, it wasn't that much. So, yeah, he could join another church because he loved Tula, but I think that it would have been very hard for Tula not to get married in her own religion because it was very important to her.
Okay, next question. When Ian's parents met Tula's parents for the very first time, Ian's parents were shocked about some of the encounters. And could you please describe what happened in the movie?
Well, the first time Tula met Ian's parents, they were having like dinner.
Yeah, party.
No, but the first time
First
when
time
they
eating dinner.
Yeah, exactly. And they were only the parents and Ian and Tula, and the mother was saying like, "Oh, you know someone from Greece, right?" And the father was like, "No, I think she's from another country." So I think that they were trying to demonstrate that they were open-minded, that they knew people from different cultures, but at the end they only showed that they didn't even know the difference between Greece and other cultures. So yeah, they did nothing about Tula's culture.
I think that when they are having dinners, I think the atmosphere is quite embarrassed. I think
Yes,
it's quite embarrassed. Yeah, a little bit embarrassed. And I know that finally they have a party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the party has shocked Ian's parents.
Yeah, a
really
lot.
Shocked a lot.
Yeah, because they weren't expecting so many people to be there.
Yeah.
And also the food and these drinks that they were having and saying something while they were drinking.
Yeah.
And they were all dancing and singing, shouting, and the parents were like,
wow.
Yeah, because there were only two of them, and then all of these people doing some things that they weren't used to.
Okay, next one. During the banquet, Ian and Tula received a gift of house Tula's parents bought for them, and the gift of house was actually located right next to the house of Tula's parents. What could be inferred in the Greek cultural values?
I think that it is the same, that they living next to their parents means that they will get to see each other every day and they will be part of each other's lives. So even if Tula is already married and has her own family, she will still be with her parents most of the time. And also her children will grow up playing with their cousins and all of the family members.
I think that the two last parents bought two last a house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if they live together and just live next to their house, I think it's really good to take care of each other. If two last parents getting sick or have something happen, I think they can help each other immediately. You don't need to have to call them and drive a long time car. I think it's
you're
not
right.
convenient.
Yeah. So, what do you like this movie? Why would you say so?
And I think this is a quite good movie, but I think to Taiwanese students, I think it's a quite difficult because there is no Chinese subscribe.
You're right.
There's subtitles.
Yeah.
There's no Chinese subtitles, so we need to really focus on every single word, in every single vocabulary, and we need to connect it together and think, hey, what they are going to talking about because there's no
Right.
Chinese. Because in Taiwan we often watching the movie from foreign, yeah,
But you have
but we have our
Chinese.
Chinese subtitles.
Right.
Yeah, this is quite challenging for
Yeah.
us.
Because I think that you needed to pay attention to the cultural differences,
Yeah.
but also to the language.
We have to memorize the plot, and we have also need to read each word. I think it's really challenging.
Yeah, what I liked about the movie is that it displays these cultural differences in a funny way. That whenever they don't get what each other is saying. It was funny what they were doing.
Sometimes the conversation is quite strange.
Yeah. But also I like it because I think that my culture has some similarities to Tula's culture. I mean, in Latin America we're also loud and we like to dance, and then I've been in these kind of situations with some foreigners and we are just not the same. So I could relate myself to the movie, and I think that also like it a lot.
Okay, what do you dislike about this movie? Do you like? Do you have any part that you don't like about?
And yeah, just a small part because as you mentioned about Nick Talents, Tula's brother, that they didn't give an end to this part of the story. They didn't say anything if he got to study art or what happened with him. We didn't know it, so that's the only part I didn't know. But the rest of the movie was pretty good.
I mean, for me, that most of the part I think is really good. Yeah, but I think that some Greek cultures rules I think it's just ruled many things like Tula's father will just ask her daughter not married to another country. Yeah, I think it's
Okay, you didn't like
yeah, I didn't
that
like that
okay.
part. I think it can be changed. Although it's traditional culture, I think. Yeah,
Just for the movie.
Yeah, this is for movie.
Okay, so what might be the reasons why the instructor would choose to play this movie for students to watch? Please name at least 2 reasons.
Okay, the first reason I think because this is a intercultural course, so I think the instructor play this movie is a kind of meaningful to this course because we can learn not only just taking the course and the instructor talking in front of a student, but also we can just watching the movie and know more about different culture, their interaction. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, I also think that it is because this was a way for us to actually look at these cultural differences and not only reading like some
Just
people
reading
are,
the text
about silence and about long-term perspective
I think it's
and
quite
power
boring.
distance.
Just if only just listen to the instructor say that, I think it will be quite sleepy.
Yeah, and I think that also is because here we have the Taiwanese culture and then some people from other countries, but then we cannot only look at the cultures we have here, but also at the American culture and the Greek culture. Even when we don't have students here from Greece or from the United States, we'll still have a look at those cultures.
Yeah, I think it's we can learn different cultures through like just video. I think
Yeah, you
watching a
right.
movie or video, or just like right now we are
Having this
having a
conversation,
conversation,
yeah.
recording the video. I think it's a quite interaction between different countries students like, and I think that take this course with a Taiwanese student can learn a lot of foreign cultures, and we can know a lot of foreign students. Yeah, we can make a lot of foreign friends.
Yeah, that's
I think
very
it's really good.
well. That's it.
That's it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.